10 Facts about Willowbrook State School. 1. Overcrowding. At its peak, Willowbrook housed over 6,000 residents, despite being designed for a capacity of only 4,000. This severe overcrowding led to appalling living conditions. 2. Unsanitary conditions. The school was infested with rats, insects, and feces. The lack of proper sanitation and hygiene led to the spread of diseases and infections among residents. 3. Medical experiments. From the late 1950s to the early 1970s, medical experiments were conducted on residents without their informed consent. These experiments aimed to study hepatitis, but they exposed vulnerable individuals to unnecessary risks. 4. Physical abuse. Residents were subjected to physical abuse by staff members. Reports of beatings, restraints, and other forms of mistreatment were common. 5. Lack of basic care. Many residents were left in soiled clothing, without adequate nutrition, and were often neglected. Basic care needs were not met, contributing to deteriorating health conditions. 6. Widespread neglect. Due to understaffing and lack of supervision, residents were often left unsupervised for extended periods. This led to increased vulnerability and instances of self-harm and violence among residents. 7. Inadequate education. The school failed to provide appropriate educational opportunities for its residents. Many individuals were denied access to learning and were left to languish without any stimulation or development. 8. Exposed secrets. In 1972, journalist Geraldo Rivera conducted an investigation that revealed the appalling conditions at Willowbrook. His documentary, Willowbrook, The Last Disgrace, aired on television and exposed the facility's atrocities to the public. 9. Closure and legal battles. Following the exposure, a legal battle ensued. In 1975, a class action lawsuit, known as the Willowbrook Consent Decree, was filed against the state of New York, demanding improvements in care and the eventual closure of the institution. 10. Legacy. The closure of Willowbrook State School in 1987 marked a turning point in the treatment of individuals with developmental disabilities. The revelations from Willowbrook played a crucial role in advocating for community-based care and improved rights and services for people with disabilities.
It is important to note that verifiable true ghost stories about Willowbrook State School are scarce, and separating fact from fiction can be challenging. However, one purported account involves a former security guard named John who worked at the institution in the late 1970s. John claimed to have experienced several unexplained phenomena during his time at Willowbrook. According to John, he frequently heard disembodied voices whispering in the empty hallways, and doors would inexplicably slam shut on their own. One night, while patrolling a deserted wing, he encountered a chilling apparition, an ethereal figure dressed in outdated clothing, staring blankly into space. As John approached, the figure vanished into thin air. Following this encounter, John began experiencing frequent nightmares and a constant feeling of being watched. He also reported seeing shadowy figures darting in and out of his peripheral vision. Unable to cope with the eerie happenings, he eventually resigned from his position. John's account, along with similar stories from former employees and visitors, has contributed to the ghostly reputation of Willowbrook State School. However, without concrete evidence, it is impossible to verify the authenticity of these claims.